Hey guys, good evening. I've got a little different video this night that I'm going to do. That's in response to a really good private message that I got on ISM this morning from a fellow American. It goes by the name of Man, M-A-N-N, Loon, L-O-O-N on ISM. I don't know if he has a YouTube channel. He didn't mention that. But he said he'd been looking at YouTube videos, been watching me and Hamilker and Cohen, which I feel very grateful for to be even considered among those guys, because my skills are nowhere near that good. But his questions specifically were about clear coating and when to, why not, whether or not to clear coat, what the advantages, thoughts on, different aspects of clear coating. And what I did is I gathered the products that I use and why I use them, to try to answer his questions to the best. I'm sorry I don't know your first name, or I would call you by that. So I hope you get to see this. I posted a reply to tell you that I was going to do this. So I didn't know if I was going to do it tonight or tomorrow night, but I thought I had the time. So one of his questions is, we talked about that some of the modelers use a clear coat, some of them don't, and you don't have to clear coat, but I do think there are some advantages to clear coating. So let's just say you have your model, you have your tank model, like here's the BT7 that I'm working on. So you've primed it, you appreciated it, you base coated it, you've highlighted it, done some minor weathering. You're going to start the enamel oil process. Personally, I like to protect the model before I start doing this. And I will usually use a gloss varnish. And there's a couple of products that I use. Most notably, we'll zoom in here. I use this, the Model Master Acrylic. This is a clear gloss acrylic. It dries really smooth. This, of course, can be had. I think Cohen likes this product. There's also the Viejo range of products. There's the matte varnish. I'll get to that, and then the satin varnish, which I used for the first time on this BT7 build, and I was not happy with the results. I'll discuss that at length. So now, what I mostly have been using is, let me zoom out, is this. I bought this off of Amazon quite some time ago because it's kind of hard to find. Walmart stores and stuff don't stock it here. It's a SC Johnson product. It's pledged with Future Sign Premium Floor Polish. Basically, it's a gloss acrylic floor polish. And so I will spray that over the model. It dries completely clear, but it leaves a nice hard gloss shell. And this, I think, does a couple of things. First thing it does is it protects the model. So if you had some enamels that were, you were using a thinner that was a little aggressive, that would attack the paint. Supposedly, the two are, if you paint an acrylic and you want to weather with enamels, supposedly the enamels won't interact with it. I think that's probably true, but I like the peace of mind knowing that I'm going to coat this in this hard acrylic, basically, gloss coat to protect the model from the weathering process. And another thing and this is where I kind of learned my lesson on this BT7 build, is it makes that slick surface, which is advantageous for a couple of reasons. Number one, when I begin the weathering process, either if you're doing a sludge wash or a pen wash, it breaks the surface tension on the enamel wash that you're using, causing it to flow, if you will, into the little nooks and crannies on the model, bolt heads, hinge assemblies, any of the little detail picks it right up because it helps to break that surface tension. Another benefit is when you begin the weathering process is the gloss coat. It gives you a slick, smooth surface to apply decals to, and it really helps to reduce the silvering aspect to decals so that you don't pick up the carrier film. So when they mean silvering, they're saying that the carrier film is not visible, which makes it kind of shiny. That helps to reduce that effect because it keeps air bubbles from getting underneath the decal, because it's giving the decal a nice, hard, slick surface to adhere to. So that's kind of why I do the gloss coat. Now, You had asked about on using Future about, well, do you thin it? No, bud, you don't need to thin this at all. It's shoot it right out of your airbrush. I just pour it right into the cup. And of course, it's inexpensive. You can waste some of it. It also has other applications for canopies, which I'll discuss briefly. But so, yeah, no, you don't need to thin this at all. He asked about, using Windex to thin it. I suppose you could use Windex to thin it, but there's no need to thin it. Carlos and I discussed this evening, and yeah, there's no need to thin this. Now, like I said before, you can use this Model Master Gloss Acrylic. I think Cohen prefers that over the Pledge. I think they both work fine. This is obviously less expensive than Model Master. And of course, one bottle lasts a long time. But this is a good product. Now, where I made my mistake on my BT7 is I used this satin varnish, mostly because my very good friend Carlos Mendez uses satin varnish mostly, and I really was not happy with the result. Now, once again, it dries clear, and of course, the satin is between. It's what we would probably more call a semi-gloss in the United States. So it's supposed to be both, and it doesn't dry slick really at all. There's no sheen to it. When I tried to do some washes on it, they just didn't. The wash just stayed in place. It didn't run and flow like it does with the gloss coat. I was not happy with it at all. I'm probably not going to redo it just for the sake of time because I've got some more builds that I need to get into. But I'm probably never going to use the satin varnish again. Now, once I have that done, I've got it weathered, got my decals on, I will then shoot a matte varnish. Because some of the enamel washes, not all of them, may come out a little glossy or a little shiny. For example, I may have done a dry brush with a chrome silver paint on the tracks to give it that weathered metal, worn metal look. That will be a little shiny, and that's when you hit it with the matte varnish. And another thing too is I like to. That's once again I'm protecting the model, so I'm going to spray it in this matte varnish, which helps to, of course, tone down anything shiny or glossy, and then also protect the finish. Also, is going to put a nice, varnish coat over the decals to help protect them as well. Now, I've also got this product, another Model Master. They make this in a flat, this Acrylic clear, and there's the. I didn't get them, but I have the Rattle Cans Tester's Dull Coat. Will do the same thing. It's an enamel spray. I've never used this product. I think Cohen has, and he likes it really well. So that's basically the idea behind clear coating, why I do it, when I do it, in the build. I hope that answered your question. There is one other thing, another nice little advantage to using Pledge is an aircraft canopies. So one of the things that you do, so it's a clear gloss. So you can take a aircraft canopy. This is the clear sprue for this Tamiya 1/72nd scale BF 109 that I'm working on, and you dip these in Future, and it gives them a super gloss shine, makes them look pretty realistic. These are actually pretty good. I may not have to do them, but a lot of aircraft kits they are not, and that's why guys do that. You'll see there's several how-tos on YouTube on coating clear parts in Future to help bring out that shine. The car guys really do that. So all of these were really good questions. He talked about using Tamiya acrylics. If you're clear coating, bud, it protects the next layer. Carlos is always a big deal, and I'm beginning to agree with him. So you do one layer, clear coat it. You want to weather another layer, clear coat it. That way you're protecting each layer. And no, it doesn't show up at all. You got to remember, if you're airbrushing this stuff, the finish that you're laying down with an airbrush is microns thin. I mean microns. So when you take this thing up, unless you're just, hosing down paint in huge globs, the finish that you can achieve with an airbrush, one of the neat things about it is typically it won't hide detail because that finely atomized paint that you're spraying onto the model, it's microns thick. So I hope this helps. I'm not, the world's greatest modeler and expert. Those are kind of the reasons why I did it. Please feel free. You can probably actually easily get a hold of me if you PM me through YouTube. You just go to my About channel and there's a click on send a message. because I check that more frequently than I do International Scale Modeler. But if you watch my channel, I think you do. Thank you for the support, and I hope you got something out of this. Thanks everybody for watching, and have a good night.